Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the shed of PNR. Today is Monday night. It's our weekly PNRGT3 Cup racing league, which has so far gone down incredibly well with our community. And tonight we are heading to Montreal, Canada. Now, I've done it a little bit differently this week compared to the previous week, so bear with me. Not 100% sure if this is going to work, so let's just give it a go. So, Montreal, Canada has 14 corners. It's roughly 4.3 kilometers long, with overtaking opportunities pretty much everywhere, and the slipstream is incredibly aggressive. Now, this is an onboard lap. This is what's new for this week, an onboard lap of the circuit done by yours truly. Hard into the brakes into T1, you can cut the curve quite a bit. T2, you need to be nice and patient. If you put the power on a little bit too early, the rear end will step out just like that. Going up through the gears as quickly as you possibly can into T3 and quickly snapping the car into T4. It can get a little bit off balance there and can certainly make friends with barrier around that corner. T5 into T6, another heavy braking zone in the McLaren, having to drop down to gear 1, having to be again patient coming out of 7, I believe. Otherwise, again, you lose the rear end and you will make love to barrier on the inside corner. Heavy on the brakes into the second chicane, which you can cut the curb a little bit more just to help straight line the car a little bit. Although I got a snap of oversteer when I was doing the lap track day there. Hard on the brakes into turn 10. Not many of these corners actually have names, so they are numbered tonight. And onto the famous back straight. Massive slip opportunity here. And a good overtaking opportunity into, well, the whole chicane section is called the Wall of Champions, really. But really hard on the brakes. Around about 150 meters out. 150 yards out. Hard on the brakes. Now, AMS2's track cutting sort of software is not very good here, and that is one full lap of Montreal. So without further ado, let's get on with the intro and see how they're going on in practice. So here we are, the glorious sight of Montreal. Bo Dixon is back this week. Let's just quickly check that his name works. It should do. Where are you, Bo? Dixon number 41. Bo Dixon in the red and yellow Porsche. Back this week after a week off. But we have hopefully found him a new contender. I'm just going to quickly edit my mic because it seems to be peaking quite a lot. So bear with me just a tad. Hopefully that should be okay now. You can hear me all right. So the Porsche again is very good around here. Seems to be the car to be in an AMS2. Oh, and he's just cutting the chicane a wee bit there. But as I said, we have a challenger for Bo Dixon this week. And they too are also called Dixon. DC2 Dixon. Brand new to the league. Only joined literally the other day, driving the AMG. So we have AMG Mercedes versus Porsche Dual. Oh, is that going to close off? It does. Look at that. Oh my good. But you can see everyone's doing some track cuts. Now, oh, and Savage Paddy is in. Oh, awesome. Good to see you, Savage. It's good to see you back, dude, after a week off again. Hopefully you'll get on all right this evening. Oh, so we've got a nice turnout here. This is nice for round 4. About halfway through into the season now. It's only 8 races. So I'm kind of glad that Savage has managed to get back in. As we can see there, that'll be Hewis and Hamilton going down the back straight. Pushing incredibly hard. Let's just see how Lamilton takes it. Oh, take it nice and reserved there, in all fairness. We can see, I believe, that's Jamski coming out. The number 99 AMG, bright red. Being patient as we see that Savage Paddy taking far too much speed into T1 there, but, you know, a little bit. Porsche is tricky. If you don't have the right setup, it's definitely a tricky car to handle throughout the circuit. So let's just go through all of the drivers that are here today. So let's start off with our current P1 driver, J-Sky, who's drifting beautifully out turn 9. No, that's not turn 9. Is it turn 9? Yeah, it was turn 9. Into turn 10, the hairpin. Famous F1 crash here. Juan Pablo Montoya, I believe it was. No, maybe it wasn't. Robert Kubica? Someone had a humongous crash on that hairpin. I can remember watching it as a young lad. It was, pretty horrid. But J-Sky doing pretty well there. Bo Dixon, as we've already introduced, is back this week. I expect him to be fighting for at least pole position. Hopefully, though, this gentleman, DC2 Dixon, will be able to challenge Bo Dixon as he crosses over the line 9 thousandths of a second quicker in practice. So this could be a little bit closer than I thought. As we move on to Hughes Lamilton, who is coming over the timing line now. Any improvements there? No, but he's had a very busy day, so might be a little bit tired. Some nice aerial camera shots here in at Montreal. Look at that. How nice is that? What a gorgeous shot that is. See them coming down all the way from turn 10, right at the very top there. You can see a red and yellow car of Bo Dixon at the very top of your screen. Just coming down the straight there. What a very nice camera shot. And Mizu, the Canadian, is his home race today. Hopefully Mizu will do pretty well. He's very fast in the timing sheets, but that's because there is an exploit that you can do, that everyone does, on the final chicane. There's a green bay of Astro. In fact, if we go back to... Oh, Hughes Hamilton's just coming out. J-Sky, okay, it's not giving us the right camera angle. Anything? No, sadly not. But there is a bit of green AstroTurf type material on the last chicane. And as long as you don't go off that, you can cut the corner completely. And it's the same shape as the old chicane was back in the 80s. So I think all Rise has done is not move the track limits barrier away from what the historic one was, because you can literally completely avoid it. Dart Yogi, who I'm expecting to do pretty well today. I think Jamski and Dart Yogi will be fighting over P5 and P6 today, but they are a team at the end of the day as well, so either way points will be going to the team, but ideally Jamski needs it to keep up with J-Sky in the standings. And speaking of Jamski, coming down the home straight here, it's a little bit of a ding-dong. Closely being followed by the black Porsche of Mark Coulson, the South African. That's one way to come out of the pit lane. Stuart, the Lazy Camel. The number 85 AMG, the owner of SLP, who hosts this very nice friendly league. Here we go, classic AMS2 bugging out. We love it. And here is Mark Coulson, a South African, in the number 82 Porsche. So all the Porsches are taken up in our league. All of them are taken. So I might have to say, okay, next time we do a GT3, you can have the same car they had last time. And Jamski's got some mega damage there. He's got no rear downforce whatsoever, so clearly had a bit of an incident. But he's just got to take it easy today, I think. Now, on to Lando. In the number 4. Yeah, in the number 4 orange McLaren. The lonely McLaren. The only McLaren in our championship right now. Jamski's just coming out of the pits. Plenty of space for Lando behind. Lando had a very rough session at Oldham Park in round 3, but continued on, absolutely soldiered on. So, which was lovely to see, fantastic to see. We can hear a car scraping against the wall, and it's not Savage Paddy. In the 93 Porsche, just outbraking himself a little bit there. But I think Savage Paddy, you know, keeping it clean, could do pretty well here. Could do pretty well. But again, Savage Paddy's one that doesn't give up either. They just kind of trundle on and keep it all going. Which is lovely to see in the community, to be honest. And everyone's very supportive of each other. We don't like putting anyone down or anything like that if they don't necessarily enjoy themselves, you know, or force them to race or anything like that. So that is our 11 car lineup, which I'm not going to lie, when I first started doing this I didn't think we would even get 11 people. So I'm very, very happy that this is the case. There is Bo Dixon pushing really hard. Definitely a flyer lap here. What if I press C? No, it doesn't change camera angle. I was hoping it was going to change camera angle. Just go on the roof. So we see how late Bo's going to brake. 100 Newton board, just like everybody else. Managed to get the car stopped and rotated. Good line out turn 9. This could be quite a quick lap here. Ooh, a bit deep into turn 10. But looks like it's kind of worked for him, to be honest. Oh, very bumpy through the wall of champions. Let's see what Bo gets done. 33.6. Oh my god. Oh my days, Bo Dixon. Take a bow. Jeez Louise. That is that's aggressive. Like, that is a very aggressive lap. Wow. Something else, I tell you. Something else completely. As to be fair, Lamilton has just pipped into P2, so yeah, this could be a very interesting qualifying session that's about to arrive. But once we've got 50 odd seconds to go, let's just take a quick look at the table. So we can see at the moment, leading into round 4, J Sky is currently on top of the driving constructors table. Jamski in second, Hewis Lamilton in P3, who can quite easily gain a few more points today. I think Hewis might be able to overtake Jamski depending on how this race finishes. And Mizu in P4, again another driver that could potentially overtake Hewis. It all depends on how the race goes. Dark Yogi sitting in 5th, looking happy and pretty. I think Yogi could very well get P5 or P6 today, depending on how smooth their race goes. Mark Coulson in P6, Camel in 7th, Bo in 8th, Lando in 9th, Connor in 10th, who sadly can't join us today, Savage in 11th, who will go up some places today as long as they finish, Kieran Jones, who sadly but it seems that it's pulled out, and Parolo sadly hasn't participated yet, and Dixon has also first race today. So the standings will be very different come the end of the race today. So Bo's just on another flying lap. Who else is on a flying lap? So the AMG of Yogi and Jamski aren't necessarily doing too much here. I think Jamski's just chilling now. Yogi's also just chilling. Bo's just heading down to the Wall of Champions now. Just see what he gets done. Has pulled a second away from everybody. Somehow. Without cutting the final chicane. So I'm really not quite sure how Bo has done that. That's just something else. And that's the end of practice as we head to the standings. There we go. So Bo Dixon takes pole in practice session, but that doesn't really matter. Hewis in second, Dixon in third, J Sky in fourth, and Mizu rounding off our top 5. So let's go into qualifying for round 4. Let's get rid of the overview here. So the one to watch, Bo Dixon, it seems. So it'll be interesting to see who decides to do what here. Everyone kind of took their time to get out then. They didn't really all rush at once. So I'm not quite sure. Who is going to do what? Really, this is a very open qualifying session in my books. Really don't know who's going to take P1, but I have the feeling after the lap time this person did, Mr. Bo Dixon did in practice, I think that's going to be quite hard to beat. But I think one thing that Bo has done, which is probably getting him the extra speed, is I think he has shortened the gear ratio. Because I don't see any other Porsches. I mean, if we go on board with Hewis, who could be up in front? So is Mizu hitting the red line at the end of the straight? The answer is no, but Bo's giving himself a massive gap between himself and the car in front. We're on board with Mizu. Well, let's stay on board actually. Let's see how the Canadian does in his home Grand Prix. A little bit wide coming out of turn 2. You see how Bo was able to get a power on earlier because he took a more of a shallow line around T2. Is doing rather well here. So, interesting line here on the braking team. Oh, and he runs a bit wide there. That'll be lap invalidated, sadly. So, let's head over to Bo Dixon. Well, I got a funny feeling Bo's going to hit number 1 the timing board straight off the bat. You see that DC2 Dixon, DC2. It's about to cross over the line now. 1:34.6. Pretty good to get going, but Bo immediately smashed it. At absolutely insane how he's getting that sort of speed. Absolutely crazy. I said to Boda, I said, I think we found someone on your pace, but maybe not this week. So ridiculously smooth. It's even quicker though. Is this even quicker? No, it's not. Well, P2 currently sits Hewis Lamilton. So we just head over to the track side a moment. P3 is DC2. The AMG. So just have to wait and see what kind of results back for them. Now I thought the AMG was very good around here myself, to be honest with you. Jamski in P5. And the AMG and Mizu in Porsche, Mark Coulson in the Porsche. So the mid-table was pretty close together, to be fair. And DC2 just spun out, sadly. Oh, and someone's just smacked into the wall of champions. Who was that? That must have been Omizu. That was a pretty hard hit into the wall of champions. Lando. Got a soft spot for Lando. The only McLaren in the competition, and cracking on with it as well. Love it, absolutely love it. Now, is this going to be a set lap time for Lando? Oh, we got 2 new people requesting to join the league. Yes, you will be able to join the league. If you're watching the stream, hello. Feel free to say hi. Ask any questions if you have any. But sadly, you're too late to enter into this race in particular this week. So you have to join in for round 5 next week, which is at Interlagos. So, yes. But yes, we'll get that sorted out. But sadly, there is not enough time for you to join this week. Sorry. But yes, we're always looking for more people to join in, whether it's our community race days or whether it's in the league. We're also going to be doing a new league starting in April, which I'm working on this week. Going to need some quick sign-ups called the PNR Sim Racer Champion ship or something like that. Not quite, you know, it'll roll off the tongue a little bit better once I've sorted it out. But essentially, it will not be a fixed car league. It will be lots of different cars, lots of different circuits, and whoever wins is the ultimate PNR sim racer. So, yes, that's something to look forward to as well. So, Bo Dixon, pretty much P1 in the bag, especially the fact that he's 1.2 seconds quicker than P2, Hewis Lamilton. The reason why I'm talking like this is that I don't really see the positions changing all that much. Down in P3 is Jace Guy, who is also putting in a really rather good lap time. I think the battle for P2 is going to be quite tight today, especially as literally 1/10 behind Jace Guy is the new driver, DC2 Dixon, who is also driving incredibly well. Then it's PNR Jamski. We always love PNR Jamski. Always managed to get that stopped and rotated very nicely around T2. I swear the AMG should be better around here than I think some of these drivers are currently doing it, but that could be just me. Amizu, currently in P6, who has definitely kissed a barrier. In fact, his teeth are showing, if you want to call it that much. So Amizu currently in P6. Mark Olsen in the pits in P7. I think Mark has conceded. Yogi in P8. I thought Yogi was going to be a little bit quicker than that, but then I suppose the lap times actually are rather aggressive for qualifying. Stuart, the Laser Camel, the owner of SLP, that hosts our league, is in P9. Lando Morris Minor. Oh, what a lovely bloke. P10 in the only McLaren. Did I say it's the only McLaren? And Savage Paddy, the absolute legend, in P11. I think there's going to be a nice little race at the back between Lando and Savage Paddy here, as long as they can keep it nice and clean. Jace Guy is currently heading down to the Wall of Champions. Can he say a good lap time? Behind them is Jamski. So, can Jace Guy pull something out of the bag? Can he nick P2 of Hewis Hamilton? Remember, the top 5 positions get points from qualifying. So, can Jace Guy improve? Sadly not. Can Jamski? Sadly not. So that is the end of qualifying. So at the standings. So Bo Dixon is our pole position driver for today. Hewis Lamilton in P2, filling out the top row for Porsche. Jay Sky in P3 with DC2 Dixon being the highest AMG Mercedes driver in P4. Jamski in P5 in the AMG, as well as Amizu in P6 for Porsche. Mark Colson for Porsche in P7. Yogi for AMG Mercedes in P8. The Lazy Camel, aka Stuart, in P9 in the Porsche. Lando Morris Minor in the McLaren in P10. That kind of sums up McLaren as a whole at the moment, apart from in the IndyCar is McLaren. They're doing really well there. And Savage Paddy, the legend, in the Porsche, rounding off the top 11. First, a quick advert and intro before we get into the race. Catch you in a moment. So, ladies and gentlemen, all of our drivers are ready and lined up on the starting grid. There's a few people doing some last minute tweaks, figuring out their strategy, trying to figure out how they can outmaneuver their competition within this race. I think the only person that might have a fairly casual race is Bo Dixon, but we shall see if anything happens, especially if there's any yellow flags, because they are on. We're going to start this race today with the newbie driver, or the new person to our league rather, not newbie driver, the new person to our league, DC2 Dixon. who is currently sitting in P4 in that number 9 grey Mercedes. And hopefully the camera angles will be nice and will actually do us a favour and actually be able to catch a bit of the action if people run wide or if there is contact or anything along the lines of that. I'm going to use my mouse just to begin with. I'm sorry if there's a bit of an eyesore. There's no real better way to do it if you need to snap to someone quickly. But after that, I'll try and keep it nice and clean and aesthetic for you. So here we go. 1 light, 2 light, 3 light. And we're off. Great start by Bo Dixon. Great start by Hewitt. Terrible start by DC2. Come on, DC2. Get moving. As we can see, Omizu's trying to squeeze in early. 3 abreast into T1. Oh dear. Jamski's around the outside. Omizu's in the middle. DC2's on the inside. Very close racing. Can DC2 sneak in? And no, Omizu with the great lunge to catch in to P4. How about further down in the field? Who's got a decent start here? Yogi has got a fairly decent start. Yogi and Jamski are teammates, so they should work together to try and get things moving. Bo Dixon is already leaving everybody behind. This is insane. So let's go back on board with the early aggressor Mizu in the Porsche, who has got DC2 Dixon right up his rear bumper. Now it is DC2 Dixon going to make a maneuver. No. It's keeping on the race line, but Mizu is. What an absolute lunge. Ends up going wide. Comes back on just late. Whoa! Big crash. Oh my days. That's definitely Omizu there. That is some huge, catastrophic damage there. I will be surprised if that isn't a yellow flag. Surely. Oh, that's not good. So DC2 being a victim, Jamski being a victim, Lamilton being a victim. All because of how Umizu joined the server. Just wasn't aware of where cars were. That was definitely on Umizu there. Oh, that is not good at all. What a terrible start for DC2. I have to say to him, oh yeah, we do clean racing. And then something like that happens. If I could give driving penalties, I probably would. But that is rather rough. So Bo Dixon, 8 seconds ahead. Yogi with a spin in P2. Yogi, no! You've been taking advantage of the fact that half the field is in the pits. So that puts Jay Sky up into P2, Mark Coulson in P3, Stewart up to P4, Lando in P5, Paddy in P6, and then Yogi in the background there in P7. Now, is anyone coming out of the pits here? No, they've all got massive, massive damage. And Mizu's able to go back out. So Mizu clearly was the least affected there. I might see if I can... So I put something in to say, could they please do a fake yellow? Oh, and Stewart's had some mega damage as well. I'm not sure anyone's seen that. Surprised that yellow flags didn't come out then. That was a huge crash. And Lando must have had some mega damage as well. That's just quite insane what's happened there. Hamilton, DC2. Just driving along here. Jamsky's retired by the looks of things. I don't think anyone has seen my message, which is a bit of a shame. That's a problem. I think Jamsky's probably left, so not sure if Jamsky will be able to talk to the drivers. But it looks like they're just continuing on. That's a bit of a problem there. Never mind. So, okay. So Mizu didn't get lapped, but he's not far away from being lapped. It's really hard to give a penalty to someone that's not in the Discord chat. Stewart's in the pits for damage. Lando Morris Minor is back out in P8 with Hewis and DC2 currently having a good little tussle there, in all fairness. They're getting their cars repaired. Now, this isn't for position. Oh, and Savage Pad's come into the pits. Okay. So I think a few people getting their pit stops out of the way early here. Oh, as DC2 was looking down the inside there. I'm a little bit lost, to be honest. I kind of want to manually be able to do a safety car, but it just doesn't give me an option to do anything like that. It was a shame, so I guess we just got to continue on. We just got to plow on and see how we get on. I died and couldn't repair. God damn. Jamsky, I'll jump in server admin in a minute. Server admin chat. You can always join the commentary if you wish. Search me for not mapping buttons. Oh, okay. So, Hewis and Hamilton has just conceded the position to Dixon. Stewart, the Lazy Camel, is now a lap and a half down. So, let's recap. We have 10 minutes into the race gone. It is absolutely crazy scenes in lap 1. That was just the weirdest thing I think I've seen. Well, it's not the weirdest thing I've seen in sim racing. I've seen a lot weirder stuff, but it was the most brain dead thing I think I've seen that Mizu has ever done. So Bo Dixon's currently well in the lead, which we knew was going to be the case already. Mark Coulson's in P2, currently under pressure from the Jogmeister, who was incredibly strong and consistent last night. So he just needs to keep it up. It looks like he's going around the outside of Mark.
Yeah, Yogi's got to pull some points on.
And yeah, Yogi's got to get some, yeah, like Jamsky's just said in chat, who was the worst off for wear then on lap 1. completely gone. It looked bad. Like, you definitely were worse off. And Yogi's moved up to P2. I'm not sure if Coulson's either had a bit of an off or has got some damage, because his last lap time is 4 seconds slower than Yogi. So I think there might well be some slight suspension damage. It looks like on the rear right, but I'm not entirely sure. So Jay's guy in P4 now on the hunt. Oh, as Lando is completely lost the rear, and oh no, Hewis Lamilton again. Clearly been in a ding dong. Oh, not a good race for Hewis.
It's such a shame because he was so rapid in practice and quality.
Yeah. This is going to be... Oh. Sorry, mate. Won't be racing in this lead. Taken out twice in 4 laps. That is absolutely fair enough, DC2. That was incredibly brain dead. To be honest, it's never like that. If I'm very, very honest with your DC2, it's never, ever like that. I'm really not sure what went into Mizu's head there at all, but I totally understand that. That was, yeah, very odd. Are we restarting? The car is driving itself. Apparently the car is driving itself for Stuart. So I think Stuart went into the pits and accidentally selected driver swap. I think that's exactly what's happened there. I am tempted to restart again from 30 minutes. And just do a 30-minute race, any old position starting. That was an I cannot believe what I've seen, if I'm honest with you. That was just terrible. That was absolutely terrible. Can't believe that.
I mean, what did you see? What was the recap?
So the recap is Mizu completely either outbraked himself into T10, the hairpin, and you know that can happen, or he went for the ultimate dive bomb and almost pulled it off. But then when he rejoined, he just had no awareness of any cars around him, tapped into DC2,
yeah,
which then tapped into Hewis, which then caused the spin out, and then that caused a Mizu to spin out, and then you hit into someone else, and then
I hit Hewis. Yeah,
and then that just completely destroyed the cars. Done. Like, that was just completely it. It was, in all fairness to Mizu, he shouldn't have rejoined when he did.
Yeah.
Shouldn't have rejoined. That was awful.
It was a bit of a shitter. What do you want to do about? Do you just want to go for the 45?
As in the 45-minute race start again.
Well, no, it's I don't know, it's a bit, you know, Mark and Yogi are having the best races. They're consistent. You know, a bit of a shame how it is, but you know, you got other people that are actually turning up and cracking on.
Yeah.
I think, you know, as much as a bit of a shitter, I'm fine. You know, it's racing, isn't it?
It's just not usually like that. I think that's what's bugging me the most. I honestly think if Mizu didn't take anyone out, it would have been fine.
It was looking like a lovely, like
a good battle was on the cards. A really good battle was on the cards. Sorry, Connor.
What?
I can't tell if Mizu went for a dive bomb or outbraked himself, but he took out a load of cars whilst rejoining the track. I am tempted to restart the race from 30.
Please keep the same position, drivers.
Yeah, same conditions as is now, and just restart at 30.
Do you want to give half points then for the current standings?
Yeah, I think I will. We'll literally just take a photo of the current standings. And then I'll add half the points on afterwards.
Are you gonna jump into each other chat?
Yeah, I think I will. It's just telling everyone, no, that's the problem. It's just madness. You know, we're saying to people, yeah, we're actually a really clean racing community, and then someone does something as stupid as that.
If it was not the first time I was an incident.
It's like,
I'm red flagging it because that incident at T10 was just fucking stupid, for want of a better expression, and because I can't penalise or do anything like that, I find it's incredibly unfair to the likes of Hewis, DC2, Jamski, and now Lazy Camel because his car got taken over by a fucking AI, and stuff like that. So the plan is everyone's getting half points for the positions that they're in right now, and we'll just do a 30-minute race.
okay.
So if someone could just pop into chat, red flag, retire, and then we'll just go back into the lobby, and then I'll change the settings, and then we'll get going. Red flag and retire. I've already done it. Already done it, bud. Already done it. Already taken a photo.
Okay.
So if everyone can just put a little message in just saying please retire. DC2, if you're still watching, feel free to give it another go, mate, because it's not usually that bad. Yeah, that was quite disgraceful, to be fair. I'm not very impressed with those actions.
That was crazy.
It's just not us. I just don't understand why that happened.
25 minutes. Like, take it easy.
Yeah.
So I had
Slap
a little
one.
stutter off that hairpin, and I also got a bit damage on from the sen.
Yeah.
And then it just took me ages to get going, and all of a sudden
Can
then.
anyone type in the chat?
Can anyone type in the chat at all? Like Yogi
No, I
or
Bo?
Bo?
Yeah, in monitor.
Oh, Bo's not here. In monitor you can.
Good.
Please retire, red flag, restarting race.
What's
Just
happening,
keep on.
guys?
We're stopping the race, Yogi, and starting again.
Why?
Because what happened on lap 1 was fucking awful. Quite frankly, you're gonna get half points for the position that you're in now, or from where you were when I red flagged the event. But everyone just needs to retire.
What?
That's a good call. Andy. Try and get
Because it ruined so many. It ruined half the field's races, basically, all because of one incident.
fine.
Yeah, I get that. I get that.
No. I'm quite happy with it.
But it'll be a shorter race. 4 points on offer still. Plus, you're going to get half points of where you were when we red flagged it. Can someone just tell Savage? He's still going, bless him. Yeah, there we go. He's got it. Just need him to retire. So the grid's going to be random. Bo's probably left. So, right, let's just return to Bobby. It is that kind of break-in, but I can't tell. I genuinely, because luckily I had helicopter view, so I saw it all happen, and I cannot tell if it was a lunge or late break-in. But the problem was the rejoin. It wasn't the lunge or anything like that. The rejoin was awful. and it just ruined too many people's races. Yeah, you can save the replay if you... Oh, okay. No worries. Right, I'm just going to change the settings, race settings. Shorten it down to just a 25-minute race. Yeah, I knew there's a reason I was so fans. Yeah, I just won't. I'll give Mizu half points for the race wherever they complete. I'm just putting now. We are restarting shorter race. Please rejoin. Yeah, I kind of, yeah, if Mizu was in here, I would have just said to him, like, dude, right, I want, basically, I put in the chat, can we do a fake yellow flag? But not everyone saw that. So, I would love to be able to have, like, be able to do things. You know what I mean? Like, just have buttons. I can control, like, the actual race director. Is it? Right. Because I was surprised that one didn't get called out because it was huge. Like, that crash was ridiculous. It was bloody stupid. Yeah. Admittedly, and I totally understand it, DC2 Dixon came into the chat and said that they were not racing in this league. Totally understand why. Because that was terrible. I said it to him on stream, but he's not, yeah, no. I can totally understand why. Yeah, if everyone just rejoins, I will start the server in a minute. 25 minutes. No quality, standard start, random grid, as is. But for the following drivers, you will get half points for the previous race. So Bo will get half points, Yogi will get half points, Coulson will get half points, J Sky, Mizu, maybe not Mizu, Lamilton, Savage Paddy and Lando will get half points. I can, it's my league. You've got to get penalised somehow. Like, at the end of the day, the reason why we're restarting is because of and stuff like that, so there's got to be some form of penalty. Yeah, it's on my YouTube. You can see it. It's I will put the mandatory stop on still. The server is up, yeah, same passwords before. Yeah, you're in the right one. You're in the right one. I'll send you an invite, Stuart. Today's date. I'll invite you to lobby, Stuart. There you go. Give that a go. I reckon what might have happened is that you may have lost some rating if you retired, because the rating thing is still on, so you may be back down to you. What? Yeah. What? Yeah. What happened to DC2? Right. Right. But right, one thing I will say is if you go off track on lap 1, wait for everyone to go past before rejoin. Yeah. If you don't have radar on, turn it on. It's only because of the restart. "25 minutes straight into race, mate. There's no quali, no practice. Straight into race. 25 minutes. There is a pit stop. There is a pit stop. Yeah. Okay. Oh yeah, there is that. Right, if you're behind Connor in the grid, just be wary. How do I do the safety car? No need now. Okay. Well, good luck, everyone. I'll catch you afterwards. Right. Let's get this show on the road. Let's give it another go. So, ladies and gentlemen, we are retrying this. It's a 25-minute race. There is a mandatory pit stop, just like the 45-minute race. Yeah, not much more to say than that. I am not impressed. I'm pretty annoyed, if I'm honest with you. It's hard enough to get people to join in with our leagues and try and get a good reputation without silly incidences like that happening. But we'll move on. It's a new race. Just so everyone is aware, half points will be given out to the previous results before I red flagged the event. Because I think it's only fair, because at the end of the day, most of the drivers were not at fault for what happened. But yeah, it's not great. That was pretty goddamn awful, to be honest with you. So, the drivers should probably be readying up any second now. We've got 25 seconds before they have to be on the grid. We're starting off with Jamsky. Hopefully he will get a good start and be able to give us a good lay of the land of what's going on. And it's a go, go, go. Great start by Savage Paddy. Not so great by Mark Coulson. Oh my god, there's some big old crash between Yogi and Hamilton. Oh, and there's Have people absolutely forgotten how to drive? This is just insane. They are never, ever usually this bad. Luckily, Connor's wheel's working straight off the bat, so that's good. We can see that Lando is trying to stick round the outside of Bo. And just not quite able to make it stick. Good effort there. So we're now watching Bo Dixon as Marcus giving him a bit of a squeeze. Squeeze Bo onto the grass. Oh! Wow, I just don't know what people are doing. They're trying to win it on lap 1. I really don't understand that. It's an enduro. You don't need to be so aggressive straight off the bat. But the one person this is absolutely benefiting is Savage Paddy. Let's go. Come on, Paddy. Come on, Paddy. Let's get you a result. So Savage Paddy just coming up to the Wall of Champions now. And has officially led 1 lap in the PNRGT3 Cup. Awesome. Jay Sky sitting in P2, catching Savage Paddy down pretty quickly. Jamski's moved up to P3, taking full advantage of this random grid. Where is Bo Dixon? Bo Dixon just going down the inside of Mark. To be honest, Mark, it's not your race. Bo's got 25 minutes here to catch everyone up and overtake them, so quite a lot going on there. I think Connor has had the most sensible start out of everyone, and Connor's been able to join because we started a little bit later on Monday, so that's good. So Connor's just going to take a nice Sunday drive and just see what kind of results that they get. But we can see that Jay Sky is closing down Savage Paddy pretty quickly. We're coming to turn 10, which was the incident point of last time. Jamski taking a very narrow line into T10. Caused him to get a bit of a bad exit. It's got a Mizu right on his tailpipe. But hasn't Mizu got the top speed? I think he does, you know. I think he does. He's got past Jamski already because Jamski took that a bit too narrow. He went defensive. Didn't really need to. And Bo is already behind Jamski. So we're now on board with Bo Dixon. Oh, and Omizu runs incredibly wide on T1. What on earth is Omizu doing? That's twice in one race that he's taken people out because of his rejoin. There's aggressive and then there's unnecessarily aggressive, and that's exactly what Omizu is doing right now. He's being unnecessarily aggressive. It wasn't his corner. It wasn't his corner, and hopefully Bo hasn't got too much damage. But can Jamski lay on the pressure on Omizu? Oh, where is Savage gone? Savage has dropped all the way down to 7th. There must have been a spin somewhere. Oh, I missed it again. Poor Savage Paddy. But Jamski just needs to keep his cool. Get a good X out of T10, which he's not quite getting against the Porsche of Omizu, but he just needs to get a few laps under his belt and then go from there. What's happening further down the field? We've got Savage Paddy having a go at Cosm, but where has Yogi gone? Why has Yogi left? Don't know. Don't know why Yogi has left. Perhaps it was because of the time, maybe. I'm not too sure. But we can see Paddy's having a go at Mark Coulson here. After Coulson ran incredibly wide for T2. We can see that Bo is just lurking in the background of Jamski and Omizu. Oh, Jamski just giving Omizu a little bit of a bump there. I don't think Jamski will be too happy about what happened to Bo there. Oh, and they both hit the outside wall of the chicane there. Jamski is definitely trying to pile on the pressure here. But the driving standards in this race today has not been great. I think Jamski's got a lot better exit now, but he's being held up, which is allowing Bo to just catch on back. In the meantime, J-Sky is having a pretty good drive. Hughes Lamilton is trying to stay out of it. Bo's being smart and just not attacking Jamski quite yet. Doesn't need to. But Bo has definitely got some speed on Jamski, letting him through. Bo moves his way up to P3. You can see that Bo is not very happy. Quite rightly, he got taken out by Omizu on P2. Oh, bit of a slapper there through the turn 3 and 4. Not good, not being able to get the traction down. But Bo is on an absolute mission right now. Setting the fastest lap of the race of 1:34.7. Bo did have a cheeky little look there, but I think he might have Omizu into the braking zone at T1. Oh, what a move! Just edged his way by out of the wall of champions, getting a much better drive off the corner. And that puts Bo into P2. Now chasing down J-Sky. We have our first pit stoppers, and it looks like Paddy sadly got a bit of damage. Lando's got a bit of damage as well. Oh, and Coulson missed his penalty box. Looks good in cinema mode VR. Does it? That's pretty cool. I might have to keep an eye on that. Have you retired as well? Have you retired as well, dude? You have, haven't you? What happened? What happened, Stuart? As Coulson comes out of the pits. Savage Pad's definitely got some rough damage. So Bo is on the charge to catch up J-Sky. Jamski is on the charge to get P3. And with 15 minutes remaining, it's whether Jamski wants to try and do the undercut, you see. J-Sky dives into the pits, which is going to allow Bo, and look at that, Jamski's listening to me. It's worth the undercut, especially if you're literally doing a drip and slip, which is exactly what I think J-Sky has done. So I think J-Sky's literally done a little bit. Jamski is clearly having some repairs done. That's not good. This is costing him a fair bit of time. The undercut is not going to work then, because that pit stop has taken far too long. So, as it currently stands, Bo Dixon is our race leader, and I think with the lap times that he's doing, he will still be the race leader, even if he popped into the pits this lap, just to get out of the way. Umizu in P2, who realistically should be having a bit of a penalty here, but 5-second penalty at least. Onto Umizu's end of race lap time, because that was just not very sportsmanship at all. For the home race is not going particularly well. Well, it is going well for Umizu on track, but not going very well in the old steward box in my head. J Sky sitting in 4th after doing a pit stop. Jamski in P5, sorry, after doing a pit coming up to T10. The pit was far too long, really. Bo Dixon dives into the pits. Should be absolutely fine. Although saying that, J Sky is literally driving past him right now. So J Sky will retake the lead. The undercut for J Sky has worked. Oh, has it? Has it? Just. Great tactician there by J Sky. Umizu is currently in the pits, coming out now. Jamski is a little bit too far back though. Too much time was lost in that pit. So Jamski has come out P5 after his lengthy pit stop. Here's Hamilton P4, Mark Coulson P6, Connor in P7, who is yet to pit. Did a 2:04 last lap though, so but no damage. So clearly a spin or outbraked himself somewhere or something like that. Taking it nice and easy. That's all you need to do. Lando Morris Minor currently sat in P8 while Savage Paddy is sat in P9. So here's our race leader J Sky, who is currently doing rather well here. With Bo Dixon trying to catch him up with 12 minutes remaining. A little bit more eventful this second race here. Bo is having to do a little bit more work to try and win the race. And Mizu is still holding off Hughes Hamilton, no. And Hughes gets a very good exit there. Looking down the inside for T1. Just got to be brave on the brakes, which he is. But now he's on the outside for T2. Can he get the switch back though? It's allowing Jamski to catch up. And sadly it's not worked out this time around. But Jamski's now joining the party, making it 3 abreast. And is Jamski trying to get around the outside of Hughes? But I don't think so. I don't think... Oh, Hewitt, Umizu making a bit of an error there out of T6. This is surely... No, it's not. I thought it surely Hughes is to gain at this chicane here. Looking down the inside. This is the battle for third between 3 people is pretty aggressive here. I think Jamski's just waiting to see what happens. As Hughes dives down the inside. The question is who can get the better exit, and I think it's going to be Umizu. He had the better line coming out of it. But Hughes is all over Umizu. But he is going to get a 5-second penalty for unsafe release, as Umizu has run wide and has let them both through. So now the battle for P3 is between Jamski and Hughes Hamilton. Now this should be a pretty good battle as Bo Dixon has just taken the lead away from J-Sky. So Bo Dixon with 9 minutes remaining has just pipped into the lead, although he is lapping 1.3 seconds faster than J-Sky. As we retake a look at the battle for P3. Oh, and Jamski's just had a bit of a slip there around turn 5. Turn 5, 6. 6 and 7. So Hughes has managed to make themselves a bit of a gap, but Jamski was a lot quicker last lap, so we'll see what sort of lap times these two can do now. And to be fair to J-Sky, he is staying within arm's length of Bo Dixon. Oh, bit of a cut there from J-Sky, but... Oh, and who's lost the rear wing? Bo Dixon has lost his rear wing on the Walls of Champions. That rear downforce is going to be completely gone. No, Bo! How on earth is he holding that? He's got no rear downforce now. He is a sitting duck. That Wall of Champions is just... Oh my days. That Wall of Champions is... caused a bit of grievous, but he's wondering probably why all of a sudden his car's completely gone to pot. And that's because you got no rear wing, Bo. But somehow he is keeping up with J-Sky. Oh my days, with 7 minutes remaining. Oh my days. Oh, hold it, Bo. Oh my days. He is keeping up with J-Sky with no rear downforce. That is just insane. Omizu has pipped into P4. Jamski has also got some damage. So Jamski's, I reckon, also done what Bo's done and just hit the Wall of Champions. So, yeah, that'll be a track cut, but I'm pretty sure he won't care. Oh, it's a shame for Jamski, which means Hughes, as long as he keeps his drive pretty clean, will be absolutely fine for P3 here. But somehow, I was going to say, Bo spun it. There we go. We can see it now. Bo has spun it. This is epic racing. Race 1 was an absolute, like, there's only meant to be one race of 45 minutes, Mr. Chicken. And, whoa, go on, Bo. Ah! Oh, no, Bo. That no downforce is completely... He's going the wrong way. Bo's retired. That no downforce has completely ruined Bo's race, as Bo was winning race 1, but what happened in race 1 is made me contemplate life, to be honest with you. Chicken, and it's not an over-exaggeration. So J-Sky looks as though he's going to get the race win. With 5 minutes left on the clock, with Hamilton moved up to P2, Omizu in P3, Coulson in P4, Connor in P5. Jamski's getting his repairs. He must have got some rear suspension damage at the same time. Lando coming across the line in P7. So an improved race for him as well. And Savage Paddy in P8. So I'm not quite sure why Lando has not overtaken Jamski. I can't imagine. Why did Bo not pit? There's only 5 minutes left of the race. So by the time he would have got his car repaired, he would have been pretty much at the back. A bit like what's happening to Jamski here, but Jamski's ploughing on. Plus, Bo's already missed a couple of races, so mathematically, I'm not 100% sure if Bo can win the championship. So when it's meant to be for a bit of fun, with a little bit of serious underlining, you know, it's a different thing. But Jamski's come out behind Mizu, lapped, which means John Connor Max is in P5 for someone that didn't even manage to start the first race because it was a little bit too early. So yeah, the rejoin that was in race 1, Chicken, was chicken-esque. I'm not gonna lie, it was very chicken-esque, and it took out half the field. So I red flagged it because it was just an absolute, just can't believe it, to be honest with you. And yeah, it's not gone well. Sadly, someone that joined the league has already left the league because of the driving standards of race 1, and I totally understand it because they were bad. Like, I'm not very impressed with how people have done in this race. I mean, Amizu's got a 5-second penalty in this race, but it's not gonna affect him really. Yeah. So I'm not quite sure what to do there really. Mark Coulson in P4 going on. Not fit to make the highlight reel. Yeah. Jamski is stuck behind Mizu, not going to get any higher than 6th, sadly. And his teammate Yogi's already retired from this one. And Savage Paddy currently chilling out in P8, who has set at 1:36.9. Now I think that's the fastest lap he's possibly done. Fair play, Savage Paddy. Fair play. So 2 minutes 33 plus 1 lap to go. Here is our current race leader, and to be honest, will be our race winner. Yeah, someone's already left. A couple of people have already left the server. Not surprised. Surprised. It was bad. It was enough to put people off from joining, I think. I think this is all we're going to have for the rest of the season now. It was not good. So 15 seconds behind Jay Sky is Hewis Hamilton. Mizu in P3. The driver behind him is Jamski, but that's not who's in 4th. Mark Coulson is in 4th. Who's going to get a good haulage of points. I think what I'm going to do, whoever retired in race 2, depending on where they were in race 1, I will give them the race 1 points, whichever's more. I think is what I'm going to do. Not quite sure how else I can do it. End up putting the standards are poor. I'm going to give Mizu a 5-second penalty because of an unsafe rejoin, but it's not going to affect the race. You know what I mean? Which is a bit of a shame. Yeah, so I can see Yogi was in P2 before they left, so I'm going to give Yogi 4 points. Now, I don't know, well, I'm going to assume P9 was Stuart, the camel, the lazy camel. Same as this one here. And then Bo Dixon is, yeah, is also retired due to mechanical fault. But the only definition I can describe it as was what an absolute clusterfuck that was. I don't care if you're not meant to swear on YouTube anymore. There is no other way that you can describe it. It was poor. Very, very poor. I don't know why today of all races it's been so poor. Maybe it's the circuit, I don't know. Savage Paddy's having to pit. So here comes Jay's guide across the line to win the race. Or not. Nope, it's one more lap left. And there's Lewis Hamilton. You'll know if the race is finished because it'll say so in the bottom right hand corner of our screens. Jay's guy finish in the last race. Oh, Mizu, no, sorry, Mizu. P5. Where is he now? P3. Oh, I don't know how to do this. I don't know how aggressive to be to make the point about driving standards because they just haven't seemed to have existed for some people tonight. As Jay's guy comes over the line, this time around to be the race winner. There we go, race complete. Well done, Jay Sky. Good drive. Shame about Bo Dixon. It would have been nice to see a challenge towards the end. Lewis Hamilton will be very happy with this result as well. I'm not sure he'll be very happy with how the race actually went, but he'll be happy with this result. Mizu in P3 will be getting some penalties after the race for the instances in the first attempt and for the unsafe rejoin in the second. Mark Coulson is coming up to the hairpin. So some of these drivers have quite a while to get. I think Jamsky's finished. So has Lando Morris Minor and so has Savage Paddy. Mark Coulson's literally cut the hairpin to try and make sure that the race is finished. Just taking an FIA. Yeah, that's probably what I should do, to be honest. It's hard enough growing a community on any game. There we go. So here are your final 8 standings. Jay Sky with the win. Deserved, to be fair, after the accident from Bo Dixon against the World of Champions. Lewis Hamilton in P2. Good result for them. Mizu will be getting some after-race penalties. I just haven't figured out what they are. Mango Banjo finished P4 after a 10-second penalty for Mark Coulson. In P5, Jamsky was sadly lapped due to the damage that he received, I'm assuming against the World of Champions. Lando Morris Minor again just finishing the race. That's all you need to do is just finish the race in P7, and Savage Paddy in P8. Now you can probably tell from my tone of voice I'm not that impressed with the standards tonight, so I want to apologise to anyone that's been watching this thinking, yeah, I'm looking for a nice community to join and have a good time on, because that was not it, for want of a better expression. So next week is at Interlagos. and I'll be having some stern words with some of the racers, and hopefully driving standards will be a bit better. So hope you tune in for the rest of this week. I'm hosting a practice server which everyone can join, whether you're in the league or not, tomorrow night. That will also be streamed, and yeah, as well as a community event on Dirt Rally 2.0 on Wednesday, with more streams to come later on in the week. But until then, I hope you've had a good Monday. Try and enjoy Tuesdays, and I'll catch you hopefully tomorrow night. See you later. Somewhere there is an intro. Just a